Good morning, all. John Robertson, good to see you this morning. We'll get started in just a few minutes. If everybody will remember to mute their audio for me today, then when we get an opportunity, if you'll put your questions in the chat, we'll be answering those there. Morning, everybody. We're going to get started here just in a couple of minutes. Just a reminder, you'll have opportunities to ask questions throughout the event, and we ask that you put them in the chat. If for some reason we didn't get all of your questions answered, we will be following up with everybody, so not to worry. We're just thrilled to have everybody joining us today. We'll get started in about 2 minutes. Well, good morning, everyone. I am so thrilled to see so many people here, and especially a lot of good folks that I've had the great fortune to work with in the past. See some of our great economic development here. Always good to see you, sir. Appreciate everybody taking time out of their schedule today to go through what we feel is an important and a great opportunity for our state, for our manufacturers, for our communities, and for the economy of Oklahoma. Want to introduce real quick someone who has done a phenomenal job of helping herd the cats every single day and manage this project for us, and that is Jessica Mugg. Jessica has been absolutely doing a phenomenal job of helping move this platform forward, and we're excited about what it can do for the manufacturing companies in our state. So I would ask everybody to mute if you would. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. We will be taking questions. If you will put them in the chat, Jessica will help manage that process as we move forward. I'm going to just start off today. Brief overview of the program. We should have one of our partners joining us. I hope he's going to make it today. If not, I will jump in and do his part, not to worry. But I want to give you just a brief overview of the program, talk about the value to manufacturers. Since we have some economic development folks here, I'll also talk a little bit about what we feel it will do for your communities. And then we'll do a short demo of the site so that you can see what it looks like and truly how easy it is to use, and talk about how as a manufacturer you can populate your site, or as someone who is working with manufacturers, either one of our outstanding field staff, one of our partner staff at Department of Commerce, or if you are an economic developer, how in your community you can simply get your folks signed up, get their fields populated, get their capabilities out there, and then start doing business with each other. So I'm going to go in and share my screen real quickly here. Okay, can you guys see that? Everybody see the shared screen? Got it? Okay. I want to talk a little bit about how this all got started. And I know some of you have already heard this. If you were on our field staff, you've had the opportunity to hear the background on it. But this all really started during the height of the pandemic last year in conversations between the Oklahoma Manufacturing Alliance and the Department of Commerce. As you know, or do not know, I'll give you a little background on who we are. Oklahoma Manufacturing Alliance is part of the National MEP Network. And we are one of 51 across the United States and Puerto Rico that focus solely and singly every single day on manufacturing and how we can help them, what resources they need, how to help them find opportunities and face challenges head on. So during the height of the pandemic, we were finding that many of our supply chains were stretched to the limit. They were broken, things weren't working. A lot of it was folks have been getting product and items from China, and that was not working. So we thought, how do we create an entity that will help our companies do business with each other, help them strengthen their supply chain, and bring a greater focus on what we do here in our state? And it really was about supporting the existing companies here. We know that the companies that are here are already investing in the state, already hiring people, making a difference in their community, and helping wealth grow around them. So what we wanted to do was find an opportunity to work with our partners at the Department of Commerce to do several things to strengthen our supply chain, to do only targeted recruitment to support the businesses that we have here, as well as look to the future of what can we do to really be good stewards of state dollars to make sure that any recruitment that is done supports what we have or fills a gap that we find. So we came to look at Connex Oklahoma. We saw these broken and distressed supply chains. We created this partnership with the Department of Commerce and really strengthened that bond. And what we have done and what we are in the process of doing is creating a database of industrial capabilities that we can use in times of critical demand. It's designed to be interactive, open to all manufacturing. Cannot stress that, it will just be manufacturers. It'll be searchable by industry and capabilities as well as the NAICS codes, and we'll go into that discussion a little bit further on. And it really, in our mind, is going to help streamline those critical connections between our companies, really helping them find suppliers, vendors, and customers within our state. And it's also going to, we'll talk a little bit later too, about how it will give us an opportunity to really showcase the companies that we have to OEMs, DoD contractors that are looking to fill those set-asides that they have to fill with small and minority business in our state. So that's the other flip side of what we want to make sure happens, to create that opportunity for our companies to be as visible, as present, and as capable as they can be when those OEMs come looking at Oklahoma. I want to talk about a couple of things that we think are the most important for you to know. It is a statewide manufacturing supply chain solution. It is completely free to manufacturers. There will never be a charge to a manufacturer wanting to use this site. It does create that network. It's a fast and efficient way for you to search for advanced materials, products, processes, and services. If you're looking for somebody that can do powder coating, if you need a certain size oven or a certain chiller, whatever it is that you need, you're going to be able to go in and use a keyword search to find it through the site. It's very robust. Think Google, because they use a lot of the same kind of analytics to find what you need for your company. It will also do something else. It will allow you as a manufacturer access to the NAM, National Association for Manufacturing Marketplace. In that, there are over 140,000 other companies you will have access to as well. There's an opportunity to sign up for that part of it for free if you sign up with Connex in the next 2 months. There would be a charge through NAM. That is not our charge, that is theirs, if you sign up after that time. So this is just an incentive for you to take advantage of that. It'll be free for life if you sign up on Connex in the next 2 months. We want you to understand there are so many capabilities, some of these that we aren't even going to be tapping into immediately as we stand this site up, that will allow you to look at your supplier and customer relationships. As you build through your site, and we'll show you how to do that, you'll be able to look at a visualization of what your supply chain looks like. And it's going to really help you understand where you might have greater opportunity and where you may have some weak points that you want to address. Say if you're sole source on something with a supplier, that can be a little tricky right now, especially if you have something that's coming from overseas or even Mexico. You know, we've had a couple of companies that have come to us and say we've got problems getting products out of Mexico, and really trying to figure out a way to help them strengthen that. And even if it's some duplication of effort here, and if you're, you know, maybe building up that supply chain around you in a more local way to help you deal with that issue that you may be facing with your supply chain. Buy local. As you can see, and I want to talk just a little bit about that because these people have been wonderful partners to us. As part of the MVP network, we are riding on the coattails of a couple of other states that have already engaged in this process, that are further down the line than we are. And one of them is Florida. Florida is one of the big guys. Obviously, they're a lot bigger than we are, but they are further down the line in this process. So they are actually helping us as we build our site and as we populate. So I wanted to kind of show you what it looks like if you, as a manufacturer, go in there and you are looking for a specific source for something. I need to find somebody that does powder coating. I need to find somebody that's engaged in this specific sector. You'll be able to go in and use a search function limited in several ways and come up with a whole slew of folks that do what you're looking for, or potentially are customers in a field that you're looking for. But it will help you find who the folks are in your neighborhood. Who are the makers that make a product, a process, or a service in your neighborhood? We want you to be able to do business within Oklahoma first. We're absolutely supporting each other and investing in each other in our state. So we'll go through this demo here in a little bit that will show you how you can find those resources to support local manufacturers in our state. Another item that's on the platform that I think you're going to be really excited about is what we call the Exchange Center. And again, we'll go through this whole demo here in just a few minutes so you can see exactly what this looks like. You'll be able to post an RFP, respond to an RFP. If another company is looking for something and you happen to make it and that RFP is posted in the Exchange Center, you'll be able to directly reply to them and say, hey, I can do this for you. Here's my qualifications. Here's my capabilities. Here's my certifications. I've been Supplier of the Year in 2 years in a row for Boeing. I'm very capable and can do what you want. It will help you as a company when you are looking at suppliers as well. Those RFQs and RFPs that you want to post if you're looking for something will help you broaden that scope. You'll have an immediate audience that can come in and look and see Oh, wait, I've got somebody here that can make that for me. I'm going to respond to them. You can tailor your outreach to specific sectors, regions, certifications, or skill sets. If you only want someone who has worked with Boeing, if you only want someone who has ITAR certification, you can say that in your RFP and only those folks will reply to you. It's a great way to learn about new opportunities. It's a great way to connect with OEMs who are looking at our state. And you can post or browse all kinds of information on supply needs, what capacity is available out there, and resources. Companies may say, hey, I'm maxed out here. I need somebody to come in and make this product for so that I can keep up with the supplies that I'm supposed to be getting out the door. You can look in there as well and find those opportunities. First off, I want to just, as I introduce you to Jessica, she's really the brains behind all of this. You will have to go through her to access your information. I'll talk a little bit about how we've loaded the information in there on all of the companies. But if you will go to either the OMA site, which is okalliance.com, or the Department of Commerce, you will be able to go through that and request access to sign into your site. We have loaded over 4,000 records between what we have as the OMA and what National Marketplace has. So your site, your page should be in there. As you get approved, we're only doing it by NAICS codes. There will not be salespeople on there. There will only be manufacturers, so you're not going to get hit by all these salespeople. We will send you a link so that you can go in and access your company information and update it. We encourage you strongly to do that. Not only are you incentivized by getting a free membership to NAM, but as soon as you get your company information updated, customers are going to start looking at you. Other companies are going to start looking at you. So make that a robust update. I cannot stress that enough. As robust as possible on your company site. As you access that, you go in and make edits. Focus on your contacts, on your key people, certifications, industry sectors, capabilities, whatever makes you look the most attractive to other companies. Make sure you get that updated first. And I'll talk through how you can actually upload marketing materials very easily. Again, it will only be visible to other manufacturers. Salespeople are not going to be counting you. We're very careful about that, and Jessica puts everybody through a very rigorous certification process before they can actually sign on to their site. Again, free use. We're not going to charge you anything for this. It's a great venue, free to use. Sign up for the National Marketplace. We've got over 4,000 companies already loaded into the site, so I'm asking you to do some very simple things up front. Go in and verify your company information. Is this correct? Is this actually where we are? There's actually a map where it shows where your company is located. Sign up for that National Marketplace. Just take a couple minutes to do that right away. And start determining that your capabilities, as they are right now, are a match for potential customers. We want you to be customer ready. As shiny and pretty and new as you possibly can, get that site updated and be customer ready. There is information that you can also add to the site. We'll talk a little bit about how that works in a minute when we do the demo. That is confidential to your company. It is only accessed by other manufacturers. The outside salespeople cannot see it. There's actually a section that you can also enter confidential information if you want to fill out your supply chain, if you want to have information in there that is proprietary to you. It's only accessible by you. You're the only person that's going to be able to look at that. Anybody who looks at that, if it's an admin on our side, we have 3 admins in our organization that can look at that just to make sure everything is being entered appropriately. All of that information is monitored and audited. Anytime anyone looks at it, we get a report. So even if we are the ones in looking at it, it's still monitored, noted, and reported. So be very, very comfortable in the fact that your information is kept confidential should you want it to do so. Again, simple process. I can't stress how easy this is. If I can do it, literally anybody can do it. Each company must request access to their page. each company must go in and verify their information and update all of their capabilities, certifications, etc. And every access request that comes to us is merged individually. We look at every single one individually. If you should go into your site and see that there is a duplicate record, please let us know immediately and we'll take care of that. We have great partners in I-5 who are working with us on this site, and they are extremely responsive. I think Jessica has them on speed dial, but we are very excited about having this up, having it correct, having your capabilities listed, and really starting to springboard off of this. I think I saw that Janet Schwabe was actually, and here's a way, please contact us on this, Connex at OK Alliance or at our website. We'll get back to you. I think Jessica has what, you have about a 24-hour turnaround right now?
Absolutely. I'm trying to get everyone within the portal. Once you sign up on the request an account page, it takes me between 24 and 48 hours. I'm doing it as quickly as I can to get you in there. The reason I'm doing that is I am checking so that we do not have spammers enter the portal or sales folks wanting to keep this to manufacturers. So if you have issues with the portal, or you haven't gotten a response with your login information within 48 hours, I've put the email Connex at OK Alliance in the chat. Also wanted to make note, I will be following up this event with an email to everyone that will have how to connect to the national marketplace once you've created an account, as well as some frequently asked questions, as well as how to sign up, that sort of thing. So no need to take frantic notes. I will follow up this event with an email. I did see Alan join us. So if you're ready, Kenny, we can turn it over to Alan, or if we wanted to do a walkthrough of the portal first, either way.
I think we go ahead to Alan Davis. He is the, I believe, founder and one of the gurus behind I-5. He has been the one who's helping stand this up across the nation with all of the MVP centers, and we're just thrilled to death to be a part of this process. So Alan, if you're ready, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Great, thank you, Kenny. And I'm not on my normal connection today, so if there are any technical challenges, please just give me a quick heads up and let me know. But also, as we go through this demo, I encourage you to please, if you have any questions at all, feel free to unmute, ask your questions, or put them in the chat. We want to make sure that we answer any and all questions you might have as we go through. And also, Jessica is a wonderful resource for you after the call and she'll be able to get answers to any questions you may have not asked during the call that you may have wanted answers to. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we'll kind of walk through the process. First off, I wanted to just call your attention to the OMA website. And the reason I start here is because you'll notice this link here for Connex Oklahoma. And if you haven't yet gone to the OMA website, I know Jessica put the link in, but if you forget the link, or you didn't copy and paste, or you are doing this later, I wanted to make sure you knew that there's a link here on the OMA website where you can come and you can create or ask for access to the platform. So if you need access, right here is this click here to access the database link, and you'll want to make sure you come and request that, or click here to request a free account. Jessica will get that request and make sure that you have the assistance you need to get into the platform. So that's first thing. Next thing, I really want to take you straight into Connex Oklahoma. So on my screen here, you're seeing the application once a person is logged in. Now, without a login, you can still get access to publicly available data, and I'll show you what that looks like in just a moment. And that allows you to go in and do some searching and to find manufacturers based upon their publicly available data. There are also two other tiers of data, and we'll go through that shortly after I run this search. So the first thing I'm going to do is just show you basic search functionality. Much like Google, We have just a single search bar here in the top right-hand corner where you're able to come in and search for any term or keyword that you might be looking for. In this case, I just typed in, looks like I've been logged out. So I'm going to quickly log back in. And hopefully that allows me. By the way, I know Kenny mentioned that it is secure. It is very secure, and so much so that I often get logged out frequently, even within 5 minutes between demos. So here we are, we're back in. So we'll rerun that search. All right, and you'll notice that very quickly the search results come up. They are sorted by relevance, which means how relevant is this search term? How often was it found within a profile? And you'll notice in this case, it was found within a description field, an SIC code field, a NAICS code field, and a name. And you may recognize some of the manufacturers here as we kind of scroll through this. I did want to just call out a couple of things as you run a search. There are a few things that are of help to you as you begin to narrow down your results. So we ended up with over 200 companies here. Let's say I just want to narrow down and find some specific companies that I'm looking for. First off, I want to call your attention to the filters on the right. Again, I think we kind of get spoiled a little bit by sites like Amazon as well that have all these filters over on the side where you can go through and you can select filters to narrow down your search results. And that's the case here as well. So if you just wanted to go zip or county or type or sector, there's certifications in there. Maybe you just need to find someone who had a specific cert or an SBA program. You know, maybe you only were looking for 8A small disadvantaged businesses. Whatever the case may be, has equipment and processes, materials. So maybe you just wanted someone who worked with specific material, a NAICS code or an SIC code. Lots of ways to filter down your results to make sure that you can get to just those companies that you're looking for specifically. The other way to filter your results is geographically. So if you wanted to, for example, just search and find companies within a specific distance of your location or of a specific location, you can indicate how many miles you would like to find or you would like that search to be run within. And you'll find companies that match that criteria. So then as we go into profile, this is what I was talking about in terms of the publicly available data. You'll notice this band across here says public information. What that means is anyone out in the public search area is able to search against the data stored in here. And this is typically data that you'll find on a company website, you know, description and organization type. There might be a contact of some sort. Some key people, if you choose to add key people into the public area, you're welcome to do that. If you have someone in particular you want people to reach out to, if they are interested in speaking with your company, this would be a good place to put that. There's a place for a capability statement, and I'll talk about this twice actually throughout the presentation. This first time, this is in the public area. So if, and I strongly encourage you to upload capability statements. And the reason is when you upload a capability statement, all of the keywords within that capability statement, all of the text within it. So if you upload a PDF, all that text is actually indexed and made searchable through the application. So when a search is performed up here in the search bar, if any of the words that are being searched for are found in your capability statement, it will be searched and your profile, your capability statement will be searched and found, and your profile will come up in those search results. So a really important piece. And we often say if we could tell a company if they didn't add any other information, they should definitely just go and add a capability statement if nothing else, because all those keywords are then searchable. However, there is incredible value, and I would strongly urge you to go in and add all of your data because it helps you be found. So two primary functions of the application. One is to search and find companies. The other one is to be found. And in order to be found, you need to have enough relevant information in here that you're showing up in the searches. So I strongly urge you to add as much information as you possibly can and give yourself the greatest chance of being found by others who are looking for you and for your capabilities. So other areas in the public section, qualifications and your certifications. This includes things like your SBA program. So if you are qualified for an SBA program, please make sure you indicate that here. It's important because people are often searching for those who have some sort of SBA designation. Your NAICS and SIC codes, which I talked about previously. And then we move into the second tier of data, which is your member-only data. And in the member-only section, this is where I feel like the most meaningful searches are able to be done. And so if you are filling out information, just remember most of this information is what is key to others who are looking for you. So the industry sectors that you work in or work for, again, key people that you may not want to be seen by the general public, but you're fine if other manufacturers are able to see who those people are. This is where you would put that. Your products and services. Again, sometimes people are just looking for a specific product that you have or a specific service you offer. Capability statement. As I mentioned, if you prefer to have that in the member-only section and not in the public section, this is where you would add that. The materials that you use and distribute. Equipment and processes that you have. Again, when people are searching, looking for they're typically looking for your capabilities, and your equipment and your processes indicate capability. Employees' capacities. I'm actually just going to click into the equipment for one moment to give you a feel for how that is filled out. So as you fill out a profile, you'll come in here, and there's a wonderful little section or pull out on the left-hand side here that allows you to go through every single part of your profile, and you can just click through it, fill out that part, and move to the next one. So here you can see is your kind of your general information. We're down here in the equipment area, and in the equipment area, you'll notice that there are a number of pieces of equipment and different processes that are listed here. There's opportunities to add additional detail as well. So in this case, I clicked on autoclave, but if you happen to have an autoclave, you can add in diameter and depth and max pressure and temperature, because often someone is just looking for specific attributes of an autoclave. And that helps them narrow down and get to you very quickly. So I encourage you to add as much detail as you possibly can. There's also a section down here for other equipment, other tools. So if you don't find something here, you can always add it in the other section. So I'm going to go back now. Actually, let me go back to the profile for a moment. We had just come down to the last tier of data, and that's the confidential data. This is only visible by your company. So this is not being viewed or able to be accessed by anyone outside of your company other than an administrator at OMA. And so, and they have access just to be able to help administer the application and make sure that they can troubleshoot if there are any problems or challenges. And so this confidential piece, I can't actually show you a company in this view because it is confidential. What I can, however, we do have a demo company set up in Florida, and I'll use that profile to show you how this works. First off, this is a visualization of supply chain, and you're able to upload your customers, your suppliers. You'll notice by the legend in the bottom right, customers are in yellow, suppliers in green, and some of them are flagged with this red border around the icon. As you'll notice some of those showing up over here. I'll show you what that means and why that's important. As we are working on trying to assess risk and mitigate risk in the supply chain, there's some really great features of the application that help with that. So the first one I'm going to click on here is a blacklist alert. You'll notice that this supplier was had an alert on it, and when I clicked, I find out that it is the type of alert is a blacklist alert. And what that means is that supplier, for some reason, has shown up or matched to an organization on a government watch list or blacklist. Now, we're connected to the government's top 12 watch lists and blacklists, including Commerce, Treasury, State, and DoD lists. And so you'll notice this particular one linked or matched to listing on the SDN list from the Treasury Department. There's additional help and additional information about it here. There's also links directly to the Treasury Department website that will get you all the information that you need there. There's aliases that the company operates under, addresses that they use. So very quickly, you can assess whether or not you may have an issue with a company that you're doing business with that is shown up on a government watch list or blacklist. Again, that helps to mitigate one area of risk in the supply chain. I'm going to touch on one that Kenny talked about just a little bit earlier. This one, as I click on it, I find has some single supplier risk that has been detected, which means potentially they are a single supplier to you of a particular good or service. So as I click on down here, find alternates, let's say I feel like I may have an issue with that supplier, it'll show me here then the distance that that company is or that these alternates are from my facility. It'll give me links directly to their profiles so I can quickly go through and do an assessment and find an alternate supplier that may be able to supply in an area where I may have some single supplier risk. There are a couple of other areas. I won't go into all of them today, but one or two other things just to make note of is that let me click in here and it'll be an easier way to show you. Also, there's ways to measure and track relationship risk, financial risk, and even a magnitude of your relationship with that organization. So the more data, the more information you put in, the more valuable the application is to you, because it can provide you data and analysis against the risk in your supply chain. And that will show up automatically for you in the supply chain visualization area. So a tremendous feature here. In fact, we were speaking to a large manufacturer down in Florida recently. They'd spent 2 years and a lot of money developing a risk assessment tool. And they acknowledged that their risk assessment tool, even after that amount of money and that amount of time, still didn't provide as many features as this particular tool has. So again, a wonderful area that you can take advantage of. And because of OMA, ODOC, and your supporters there in Oklahoma, you have free access to that. So I urge and encourage you to please take advantage of the tool that's being offered to you, because it has some tremendous benefits. So I'm going to come back now and just show one or two other things. But before I jump off of there, whoops, I clicked on the wrong one there. Before I jump off of this, I'm going to pause for just a moment and ask, do you have any questions about what you've seen so far? Sometimes I can get going and we don't allow enough questions to jump in. So I know Jessica is also monitoring the chat. So Jessica, if you'll also break in and let me know if there are any questions as we go along.
Absolutely. I did want to let everyone know, and I just put this in the chat, we will be hosting a training in May to specifically go over the supply chain visualization tool. And then we will be hosting a training in June to go over the Exchange Center and how that goes. So please know there is more trainings on the way as this portal develops. Perfect. And those links will be sent out in the post-event email today.
And just as a reminder too, Jessica is recording trainings, so those will be available on the OMA website. And if for some reason you miss a specific training, you'll be able to go back and look at that on your own time frame.
Wonderful. So I came back to the search page for just one moment because I forgot to show one of the features that I know you're going to want to be familiar with. And that is if you don't find exactly what you're looking for in your search results, there's this button up here that says expand search to the national marketplace. And this allows you then to, as you click on it, first off, if you haven't yet registered for the national marketplace, it will come up with a page and ask you to go ahead and register. And right now, as Kenny mentioned, you're able to get that access free for life as long as you get in and get registered prior to the end of May. It's a short promotion that's being run just to benefit OMA and OMA companies that are coming in through Connex. And it's a short-lived thing. Those type of promotions are rarely run. And so I'll let you know when that goes away. It will definitely go away. There will be opportunities for you to gain access to the national marketplace at a discount. But certainly this is the best promotion that you'll have access to. So please try to take advantage of it before the end of May if you would like to get into the national marketplace. So you'll notice that when I clicked on that button, it actually took and it ran my search in the national marketplace. And many of the same features that I've been showing you in Connex, you'll see here in the national marketplace as well. There's filters here that will help you narrow down your search. Again, all the types of things that I mentioned before around, SBA programs, certifications, NAICS and SIC codes. While there are a few nuances that are a little bit different between the platforms, you'll find that most things are very similar, if not identical. I was just going to show the search features work much the same here as they do over in Connex. So you'll notice I type whatever I'm interested in. Again, that set of results comes back in less than a second. It'll tell me if maybe I spelled something wrong or have a suggestion if it thinks maybe I spelled something wrong. So all those same types of things that you'll notice over there are also here. One quick thing about the national marketplace, it's a little bit different. You have a quick profile view. So as I click on a result here, this is one thing that is not in Connex, but you'll find is a little bit different in the national marketplace. This quick profile view gives me just an abbreviated profile that allows me to see some of the products and processes and certifications the company has and some of the basic information. But if I want to see their entire profile, I click on the button that says continue to profile here. And I'm actually going to collapse this so that you can see all of the different types of data that are available and are being searched across the national marketplace. And these are also in Connex. So again, there's lots of additional information typically that you'll find as you look at these profiles and you start trying to find companies. A lot of tremendous information that you'll see. And again, I would encourage you to make sure that your profile is built out this way so that when others come looking for you, that they'll find you as easily as you would like them to find you. There's a place for a gallery here where you can add photos, videos, so lots of ways to be able to promote your company. I'm going to jump back now to
Hey, Alan, before we
yeah.
move from the national marketplace, there was a question in the chat. Is the information that you put into the Connex Oklahoma portal automatically loaded into the manufacturer's marketplace when you create an account throughout this 2 months of free access?
Yeah, fantastic question. Thank you for that, by the way, because I would have forgotten to bring that up. Currently, it is not all being populated and synced between the two applications. A little later this year, we have a new version that'll come out that'll actually bring all that together. But right now, you would have to add the data in two different places. Now, some of that you're going to find is already there because we pulled down what's already in the national marketplace. So what's in Connex, you'll also find in the marketplace. But you'll find that for a short period of time here, probably the next, I would say anywhere between 2 to 6 months, you will have to do a little bit of duplicate entry to make sure that your profile is up to date in the national marketplace as well as in Connex Oklahoma. And that's a fantastic question. I appreciate you asking that because there is a short window here where it does not automatically sync. Perfect. Okay. Any others, Jessica, that I can answer right now? Okay, terrific. I'm going to come back to Connex Oklahoma then. And we're going to change gears just a little bit here. We'll move over to the Exchange Center. The Exchange Center is super valuable from a number of different perspectives. So the first one I'll touch on is just surplus material. It's a place where you can go and post excess or surplus equipment or materials that you either would like to sell or that you would like to maybe donate to education institutions. And this one, the initial use case for the surplus material was actually education institutions who had come to us and said, look, we could do a much better job of improving the workforce if we actually had better access to materials and to equipment that are very expensive and difficult for us to source for training our students. And so a lot of the large manufacturers came back and said, you know, we really could contribute to that in much more meaningful ways, but we don't really have a platform for doing it. And so that's a great way for surplus materials to come in here. And some future, just a note about some future opportunities that you'll see in Connex Oklahoma. There are options for adding workforce and research and development later on into Connex Oklahoma that you'll likely not see yet, but it has a distinct advantage to the education institutions in your state when that functionality comes online, because it'll allow them also to be in here to be able to receive or be donors or recipients of donations made for surplus materials and equipment. But I'm going to actually focus most of the attention down here on the needs section. This is where you can post an RFP, RFQ, RFI. So a lot of different things that you're able to put in here. This is just a demo one that I'll show you to show you some of the functionality, and then I'll come over into a different Connex instance and show you a live post from Northrop Grumman, actually. That's a live one now in the national marketplace that you could actually respond to. And we'll get this one into the Oklahoma version as well. But you'll notice this happens to be an RFQ. There's a basic description about it, some restrictions. So in this case, they're saying that you would need to have an ISO certification. And so very quickly, you're able to see, oh, you know, I could maybe provide something there. I can click into the attachment and see the attachment as well. Get me some additional detail about that if I wanted to get some additional detail. And so a nice way to be able to show what it is that you are looking for. The other thing that is of some value to show to you here, when you come in and post, whether it's an RFP, RFQ, RFI, doesn't matter. You have an opportunity to also notify organizations of your post. So there's a distribution list you can create down here, and there are a number of ways that you can filter that down to say, okay, maybe I just want to send this to small disadvantaged businesses or 8A or whatever the SBA program happens to be, or maybe just to those in a specific industry sector or those with a specific material, right? So maybe I just need companies who can work with fiberglass or whatever those requirements might be, so that it narrows down that distribution list. You can also manually choose organizations. So you can come in and select the organizations you'd like to be notified. And then when you hit that notification, it goes out and notifies relevant companies and the people who are set as contacts within those relevant companies. So again, another reason why you want to make sure that your company information is in there, accurate and up to date, so that you'll be notified about opportunities that are coming into the Exchange Center. To show you a little bit of what something looks like that is live right now, this one happens to be a post from Northrop Grumman. They are currently looking for machine shops with a vertical turning lathe that can mill parts 30 inches to 80 inches in diameter, who also have internal welding capability in their shop. Again, here are specific details about that post. Some restrictions, so you need to have an IS 9100 certification, be JCP and ITAR certified, definitely be able to demonstrate efforts toward your CMMC certification and be familiar with the FAR and FAR requirements. And here the buyers then from Northrop are able to come in and see the companies that have responded. And they go in then and take a look at the profiles of those companies and decide the ones that they would like to meet with and advance that relationship. So when you go and look at a post in the Exchange Center, you'll have an option. It'll show up down at the bottom for you where you can say respond, and it'll allow you to respond to that post, indicating that you actually do have the qualifications to respond to that post and that you would be a good qualified supplier for them. So that's just a quick view into that. I will show you in the national marketplace as well. Whoop, clicked on the wrong one there. Again, here is the same post. It's in the national marketplace. And down here, you'll see there's, and I didn't touch on this in the last view I showed you, but there's also a place to add the attachments. And here's the upload for this particular post. And again, I can come in and I can view the responses. These are all companies who have responded nationally to the post from Northrop Grumman. And if you happen to be a machine shop and you are qualified to respond to this, I will encourage you to get in and respond, because they would love to have a conversation with you. Now, one thing that we're doing a little bit differently, whoop, clicked on the wrong one there. I'm back to Connex Oklahoma. One thing that we're doing that's a little bit different with the current Northrop post is you'll notice on my screen, I have an option to notify partners. Now, this is a back-end thing that's available to administrators, so that when you have a post, if you would like to run an event in connection with the post, you're welcome to reach out to OMA and request an event. And what that means is, in addition to the resource of the database, which will identify many companies that may be of value to what it is you're looking for, who may be qualified suppliers to you, we also will hold an event for you. So we'll meet with you in the beginning and help you create the post. And when that post has gone in, we'll set a date for a day when you would like to do interviews with qualified suppliers. And that way, on that day, we'll be able to line up for you interviews with just qualified suppliers that you want to talk to. Now, I'll use the Northrop Post as an example. They actually asked if they could meet with 2 qualified suppliers a week for 8 weeks. And when we completed those 8 weeks, they've actually extended it out to 12 weeks because they wanted to talk to more. In those qualified suppliers that they were looking for, there were 16 interviews that they held, and they already issued 5 RFPs or RFQs. And there are more coming, so to the more recent interviewees. And the first POs have been issued from that as well. So it's real opportunity for you. And we encourage you to get in and take a look at that Exchange Center often. Also, if you are in need of running an event, that you set that up, because in addition to the post and notifying companies within the Connex or within the national marketplace, we also notify the partners. So while there are 140,000 or so US manufacturers in the national marketplace, that doesn't encompass all 250,000. But with our partners, and those are partners in Oklahoma, if you're running this just in Oklahoma, OMA has wonderful partners across the state that help them find manufacturers with the capabilities that you need. And also we'll use our national connections to our national network and partners, both with MEPs as well as manufacturing associations and others, to help find manufacturers who have those capabilities. So you have all of those organizations working for you to find qualified suppliers, so that on the day of the event, you just get to interview the qualified suppliers that you want. The way that would work is you'd set the date for the event, and prior to that event, we would then come and meet with your buyers and show you the profiles of the companies that have responded, and you get to select the companies you want to interview. And so it has really entirely changed the way that companies are finding new suppliers, and the way in which we're going about identifying those new suppliers, both with the access of the database as well as the partner network. And combined together, we feel quite confident that we'll be able to find a manufacturer with the capabilities that you need. And so much so that we are fairly certain at this point that we have reached to somewhere between about 85 to 95% of US manufacturers between the database and our partner network. So a tremendous opportunity for you if you're looking for any kind of a supplier, you'd like to have an event, though that's a tremendous way of being able to find someone. Okay, I'm gonna stop there actually, Kenny and Jessica, and just find out what questions people have, and make sure that we're answering those questions. And if there's anything else specific you'd like me to address today, we can jump into that as well. I recognize we're getting close on our time.
Thank you, Alan. That's a great overview of the site and the capabilities. I can't stress enough, get in there and get your company signed up. It's a very easy process. We will, as I said, be recording these trainings. So if you want to go back and look and say, oh, wait a minute, I missed this step, we'd be happy to help you. If you do have questions, you can email us as well. It truly is easy, and it's a great way to connect, not only with companies in the state, but with companies across the United States. This is also in support of the Buy America Act and the NDA, which is the National Defense. It is a really good way for us to connect internally and stop those overseas supply issues that we've had in the past, really grow our economies here. Jessica, do we have any questions that have come in?
Everything right now has been fielded. Just want to remind everybody that we know this was a very high level overview of everything. We will be doing trainings in May and June to go specifically into supply chain. as well as the Exchange Center. So those links will be sent to you in the post-event email. Also, just to let you all know, and I know Alan talked about the RFIs a little bit, the Supplier Scouting Initiative through NIST MEP will also be rolling into this portal. So if your manufacturing extension agent has contacted you about a possible opportunity through NIST MEP, which connects needs to manufacturers across the country, please know that this will be rolling into this portal. So you'll be able to go in and look yourself. And that's why it's very important to make sure you get someone in there with the contact information and email. So that way we can send those opportunities out to you as well. We did just receive a question that asking about, would this training be available for sharing after the event? Yes, if you go to the website, and I'll make sure to load the website as well as the Connex email address if you have any future questions into the chat. This training will be made available on our website. We had a training Wednesday. It's already up and loaded, so you can share that. We will be doing one more training for manufacturers. So if you have someone who you think would benefit from seeing this training, or other manufacturers in your area that you think need to get plugged in, April 20th, we will be doing another training. That's on our website right now, so you can go and register for that. We will be continuing to do educational sessions over the portal for a while, just to make sure that you all have all the tools that you need to be successful within the portal. So just wanted to make sure you all knew that. Again, you'll get an informational email after this event with links to those trainings, as well as frequently asked questions page, and any other helpful information you might need. Alan or Kenny, do you have anything else?
Just want to remind our economic development partners, I see a lot of great names on this. Not seeing too many faces today, but names on the screen of folks that we value working with you across the state. We will have some economic development training specific to how to work with companies in their community, some materials that we're going to be giving you, even up to op-eds that you can put in your local newspapers in your communities to explain why this is an important opportunity and why the governor has rolled out this Supply Chain Oklahoma initiative. Those EDO trainings will take place on the 14th and the 20th, so be looking for those. We are excited about this. We welcome your insight, your input, your questions on this process as it rolls out. We really are looking forward to making sure that we support the existing business in Oklahoma, that we continue to grow them. We continue to grow the economy of our state. You know, the governor talks a lot about top 10. We know that this is a top 10 effort. We are one of the first adopters to get this online, and we know without a doubt that this is going to make a very positive impact in our economy in Oklahoma. So being mindful of everybody's time, do we have any more questions before we break?
Alan, do you have anything to add either?
Yeah, just one quick thing, and it bears mentioning here. As a company, we have been for the last 10 years working at connecting the U.S. manufacturing supply chain and being able to give people access or the ability to find U.S. manufacturing capability. And so we are so excited to have you join us on this journey, and it takes all of us working together. The reason we've never had a solution like this ever in our history as a company or as a country is because we've never really collaborated and worked together. And so this is a tremendous opportunity for everyone to come together, industry, academia, government, and everyone combining effort together to actually solve some of the challenges that we are seeing in our country right now. And just wanted to let you know that that's really our mission, our drive, our goal, what we're working on, and being able to do it safe and secure in a way that protects your information and also allows the right people to be able to find you as needed. So thank you so much for joining us on that.
We did have one more question. Are there agents that can help us fill out the profile, or is it something that is done completely online? Yes, it is online, but your manufacturing extension agent in your area has been trained and can help you with that. If you don't know who your manufacturing extension agent is with OMA, please don't hesitate to reach out and contact me. And I will be more than happy to get you connected to that individual, and they can help you fill out that. They can sit down next to you and walk you through how to fill that out. I will also be sending sample capability statements to you all. As Alan and Kenny mentioned the importance of that, we want to make sure you have some examples to start filling in. You can also use that capability statement area for marketing pieces. Kenny or Alan, if there's
Just one last note, we are very fortunate to have partners at Department of Commerce. If for some reason our MEA is not someone you've worked with, obviously we'll get you that contact. But if you're working with your regional development specialist, your RDS, please reach out to them as well. We could not do this without our partners at Oklahoma Department of Commerce. So Alan, Jessica, anything else? Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you everyone for being here today. We look forward to working with you on this and to helping grow our state's economy. Thank you all. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you.